Shalom, brothers and sisters. Your brother ISRAELITES from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before I start, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Rakakadash. That Yahweh being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya. It's Yahweh, the creator of all the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, ignorantly speaking. And we pay double honors to our elders in GMS who learned this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down in the highways and byways, giving the 100% truth day and night. Shalom to you and your households. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. They're about to be saved. Labakar in the Hebrew. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds from among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The date today, May 6th of 2025, our hopeful year of salvation and the destruction of the nation of Edom. And we're going to be talking about current affairs, what's been happening right now in the news. And this happened yesterday. This is from the New York Post. And you can check this out. Different news are saying the same thing. Now, the only thing that's different, I'm going to read it and then I'm going to go a little bit of emphasis on it. So this was published May 5th, 2025 by Alex Oliveira, New York Post. Bush official claims U.S. built secret 21, it says T, I don't know, it's trillion, because another one says billion, right? So it says 21T underground, so it could be tunnel, underground city for rich and powerful to live if near extinction event happens. Okay, if you haven't seen the movie Greenland, it kind of goes into that with Gerard Butler. There's a scene where they're all gathering together. There's going to be like a meteor coming. They're going to see it on the news. And then the meteor happens, and his phone which was connected to the TV, it starts ringing, and everybody's seeing you have been pre-selected by the government, you and your family, and only take one bag. And everybody's like, what's going on? But he's the only engineer. You know, when the people that really are essential for society are scientists, engineers, like welders and things like that can keep the ball rolling. This is the people that they require. They don't need regular people that has computer skills. They don't need that shit. That shit you're done with, you know. They're gonna throw you out there with the pigs. So this guy is essential for the government, and they need him. I believe he's a structural engineer in the movie. But nonetheless, this is what's happening. And this is supposedly back in the 90s, but we already know about tunnels that have been built since the 1960s. So, nonetheless, this is a newer, supposedly, tunnels that were made for cities underground, and this is there's more than one city. So it says the federal government has secretly spent, it says, and this article says trillions, and the other article says billions, so there's kind of a discrepancy there. Building an elaborate network of subterranean cities where the rich and powerful can shelter during near-extinct events. A former Bush White House official sensationally claimed. And we know this is true because these elites, when they do all their rituals or things with children, the survivors speak about this. That the elites, even actors and athletes, are underground. That it's pressurized because there's this woman called Ali something, and she spoke about it, but she's not the only one. There's other survivors that have spoken about it over the 20, 30 years. So we know of these events. So this is coming to light. So it means that we're at the end, brothers. If they're showing you that they have these cities for the elites, not for you, what are they telling you? Why are they preparing? Why are they giving the police military-grade equipment? Because the Civil War is coming. What's happening right now? You're having that Jake on trial that he ran over that cop, which they killed his son. That's who's gonna rile up Judah, right? About 170 such bunkers have been built across the country since 1998. Because remember, we know about the one in NORAD, which is built in the 40s during World War II. NORAD is supposed to be over there in Colorado, underneath a mountain, right? And it's supposedly can take a direct hit. But again, these are newer ones built in the 90s, so technology obviously has to be better. Include some resting beneath the ocean. Did you hear this? Let me read this again. Including some resting beneath the ocean off the U.S. coast. 74-year-old Catherine Austin Fitz told Tucker Carlson during a recent appearance on this podcast. It's preparation for catastrophe. Let's see. Continues going. And they have kind of a design of what it looks like level 1, level 2. A former housing official made an astonishing claim that U.S. government... Okay, yeah, read that. Fitz, who served Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development under President George H.W. Bush from 1989 to 1990, claimed $21 trillion in taxpayer dollars were funneled into the project between 1998 and 2015. Now, why would they be building these bunkers? Why? Because they know of the coming of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, of course. They know that extinction... Remember, the movie Deep Impact... what was the other movie that they made? Deep Impact. There was like 3 or 2 movies that came out, and that they went to space. Armageddon, right? With Bruce Willis that went to go drill. Just it ain't gonna happen. All right, these Edomites are going to slavery. She provided no evidence for her claim, but said a 2017 reporter from Michigan State University economist Mark Skidmore indicated that much unauthorized spending had been uncovered across the Department of Defense and Housing and Urban Development during that time. Right, so the government is stealing from its residents. Well, big whoop. Everybody knows that, right? After 2 years of combing through records related to already documents underground military bases, Fitz say that she also looked into allegations of wide bunker network. Comparing her search against the missing cache, Fitz said that she was able to make a guess about how many facilities there really are. And there's a whole bunch in New Mexico, okay? It goes on, but it doesn't... she says... She claims that the 170 only apply to the bases on U.S. soil, right? Because they would have some in Guam, in Puerto Rico, and that would make sense. Around the coastline, alleging more exist across the world. Okay, so there you go. That's what's happening in the news. But let's support that with the scriptures. Hey, this is Amos 9:2. Though they dig into hell, then shall my hands take them. Though they climb into heaven, right? Because some they're going to go into space. Remember, some are going to go into the ocean, to the submarines. Okay? Thence will I bring them down. So the Lord is going to bring them down, bring them out, right? You bring them out of power. Verse 3. And though they hide themselves at the top of Carmel, and that's a mountain in Israel. Because remember, NORAD is underneath a mountain. So the same thing. I will search and take them out. Thence and thou they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea. What did this woman say? Let me scroll up. About 170 such bunkers have been built across the country since 1998, including some resting beneath the ocean off the coast of the United States. So let me read this again. Amos 9:3. Though they hide themselves underneath the top of Carmel, that's a mountain like NORAD, I will search and take them out thence, and thou they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea. Amen. Call halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, that the Lord has given us the power, the wisdom, understanding to break these scriptures down. To know that the Lord already had known all about this, man. They can't hide this from the Lord. The Lord knew every dirty thing that Esau has done, and he's exposing them as we speak. Thence will I command the serpent. All right, brothers and sisters. You see this image here? There's a reason why I have this image here. Because it's in the scriptures. Okay? You might know this as Godzilla, but in the scriptures, it is known as Leviathan. And we're going to go just mention it, but you guys are going to have to do the homework on it. I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Okay? And that's the end of Amos 9 and 3. So we're going to continue with these people that are underground. Okay? Because like I said, this is all over the Bible. The Lord has given us and written about this before we were even a spirit. Okay? The Lord already had declared this is the foundation of the earth. Okay? This is Revelation chapter 6 verse 14. And the heavens departed as a scroll. And that's talking about that mushroom effect. When you ever throw a bomb, John saw this. John the Revealer saw this, and he saw it and he compared it to a ancient scroll. Ancient scroll, you open it up and it rolls up, right? And the heavens departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain, it's talking about government, and island, oh no, here it's talking about actually physical mountains, Salakia, and islands were moved out of their place. And you can read that in the book of Isaiah. It says that the earth will reel to and fro like a drunkard. Okay? Because so many nuclear bombs are going to hit, intercontinental ballistic missiles are going to hit the United States, that the whole earth is going to move, and the crust, which is called crust displacement, the whole crust is going to move. Okay? So the continents are going to move. So there's going to be new continents because of this event. Okay? Verse 15, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. So once again, we just read in Amos 9, verse 2 to 3, and here it is reiterated again in the book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 14 through 17. Okay? So they're going to hide themselves in dens, in the rocks, in the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us. Why are they hiding? From the face of him that sitteth on the throne. They're talking about Yahweh. Okay, the Ancient of Days. Okay, they're because he's coming, and he's about to destroy these wicked people. And hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. Why? Because the Lord is coming with vengeance. The Lord, Yahweh Shai. Okay, they mentioned Yahweh, and now he mentioned the Lamb, Yahweh Shai. His son is coming with great furor, with great wrath. He's coming not like the Lamb. He's coming as a God. He's coming with all power and all authority to destroy these wicked Edomites and 2/3 of the nation of Israel. All right. Verse 17, for the great day of his wrath, Yahweh Shai's wrath, is come. And who shall be able to stand? Call halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. That day is coming and it's near, man. It is close. So, one more verse. Let's get one more verse. Let me see. Let's get one more verse because we talked about the serpent, okay, and I mentioned it. So you go to the book of Job, chapter 41. And I'm just going to read a little bit because this whole chapter talks about Leviathan, brothers and sisters. So if you haven't read about Leviathan, it's mentioned here in other verses and a little bit in 39 and 40. But the whole chapter of Job, chapter 41, is dedicated to the attributes of Leviathan. So here we go. Job 41 and 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord, which thus lettest down? Can thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? And these are all, questions, because the Lord made this serpent to be uncatchable, to be unpenetrable, to have super armor. Okay, and even to throw, be like a dragon, to throw flames. Let me get that. Verse 19. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goeth out smoke, as out of seeing pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. They're not going to be able to destroy Leviathan. If you keep reading, it shows you the strength that Yahushua made Leviathan for this last days, and he's going to bite them. He just mentioned that in Revelation 6, okay? That they're going to be under the sea, and he's going to bite them. So that's it, brothers and sisters. I hope you understand what time we're in. And these people, prepare yourself for a race horse, man. That's coming next. And that's in the scriptures. Okay? But right now we're talking about Leviathan because this article came out. And if it came out, they're ready. They're ready to get out of here. They're ready to go hide. So what does that mean? That the regular Joe, the regular Edomite, is going to have to fight himself against Jacob. Because they know what time it is. That's why they're suiting and booting these regular cops. They're giving them military-grade equipment, right? Because they already carry M16s and stuff like that, M4s. But they're going to give them armored vehicles, things of that nature. But, that's the time we're coming in. Drones. You're going to start seeing Terminators. You're already seeing robotic dogs. They have the Terminators, all right? All these movies you've seen that you've had, wow, this is a great movie. That's real life. This is real life. This movie, this picture, this is called Godzilla. There's many movies made of Godzilla that are originally made from the 1960s from Japan. Radioactive, right? But all these movies you saw from RoboCop, Escape from New York, those are all based on the scriptures. Okay? They live showing you what? That this world is a lie and the scriptures is the truth. Okay? We know all this. So if you haven't seen some of these movies, you might want to check them out. Like I said, I just mentioned this movie that just came out. I think it was 2022. It's called Greenland with Gerard Butler. And he's a structural engineer. And he was having problems with the wife. And then all of a sudden he's back together with the wife. And all hell's breaking loose. And he and his family has a ticket. Like, what was that movie? Deep Impact. They're making arcs, right? In the movie Deep Impact, they're making arcs. Or the movie 2012, sorry. The movie 2012, they're making arcs. And in this movie, they're hiding in bunkers, okay? So you know. But you can check those movies out. And, of course, read the scriptures. And always have faith. Call upon Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Because the second coming of the Messiah is here. It's close, man. For them to be saying things like this is going to create panic. This is going to create hoarding. So, if you can have a little bit of stuff, don't put all your faith in that. Put a little bit aside for a month or, because prices are going to go through the roof. Have a little something. There's nothing wicked about that. But don't put all your faith in these things. Put your faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay? Because he's our high tower. He is our shield and buckler for the days are coming. Okay, the days are coming of Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30 and 7. Okay? These are the days of the wicked days that are coming. And the Lord is about to let loose his weapons of war, just like Leviathan. Okay? So call halal Yahweh Shimi Aboshai, Barakatham, Rakah Kedash, and he that have ears let him hear. Shalom.